You're absolutely breaking law. All you have to do is look at Arizona versus U.S. You'll see these breaking law. But look, me and the Denver mayor, we agree on one thing. He's willing to go to jail. I'm willing to put him in jail.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the mayor of Denver, Colorado, Mike Johnston, threatening the federales with resistance if and when they come to Denver to enforce President Donald J. Trump's mass deportation plan, headed up by the brand new border czar who we saw at the very beginning, Tom Homan. Now, this is really crazy, and I wonder how it'll be covered by the mainstream media. I've not really seen a lot. You know, the story's been out for a couple of days. He's been talking kind of crazy for a while, but I don't see any coverage from the media. Now, you know, if this was a conservative, Republican, anybody that's not a stone cold stomp down leftist saying anything talking about Tiananmen Square and 50,000 people, we're going to have a line of people to block the feds from coming into Denver. If anyone on the right said something like that, they would try to get them indicted immediately, sent to Gitmo to make big rocks to little, and we all know it. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the actual threat that he made, and then the cleanup effort, the walk back, but not really a walk back interview, and more. This is an article on the Denver Right. I tried to find an audio interview of this or video. It's just written. We're going to get through it, and then we're going to get to an actual sit down audio video interview in which this was brought up. And of course, everything will be in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and read it. You see the headline here. What if Trump asked Denver police to participate in immigration enforcement? The response from Mike Johnston, absolutely not. We won't do it. The vast majority of law enforcement is local. Johnston is doubtful that the federales would raid Colorado to round up immigrants, migrants, illegal aliens, whatever, even if Trump tried to mount a national crackdown. Quote, I do not believe that our governor is going to let them use our National Guard at the state level, unless they were planning on bringing National Guards mobilized from Texas or Alabama to come invade Colorado. I don't know where they would find the forces to begin to do that. That's pretty interesting language. Invade. Is that what we're going to do? So you guys feel like you could do whatever you want. You could just ignore federal law. That's interesting. Do you want to secede from the union? Like, what are we doing? Where are we going, Colorado? Anyway, quote, and that seems to me like a very, very bad idea from start to finish that no reasonable American would support. The mayor also takes heart that the people of Denver, not just the administration, would likely resist a mass deportation effort from federal forces. Quote, more than us having DPD, Denver Police Department, stationed at the county line to keep them out, you would have 50,000 Denverites there. It's like Tiananmen Square moment with the rose and the gun, right? You'd have every one of those Highland moms who came out for the migrants, and you do not want to mess with them. So, I mean, is it not a threat? That's what it seems like to me. 50,000 people, the police at the line, blocking the federales from coming in. They're going to have to invade us. It seems like a threat, and you are inciting an insurrection. Again, if it was anybody on the right doing something like this, they would try to send us to the penitentiary immediately to make big rocks to little. You're talking about Gitmo, Mars. They would send us away. But a guy like Mike Johnston, they handle with kid gloves because his effort is what they like. So it doesn't matter if you threaten insurrection or threaten to attack the federales. It's all good, right? Interesting. Now, let's get to this interview right here. This is kind of being billed as a walk back, but I don't think it's a walk back. I think it's just an attempt to clean it up. Regular politician move right here.
Asked you very specifically, are you open to sending Denver police officers to the county line to stop federal forces or National Guardsmen from other states from coming into Denver?
We have no plan to do that, and we really hope that we don't ever have to do that. I think
no plan, but are you open to it?
What we're going to do right now is, it's hard to keep an eye on what the future president actually plans to do and what the proposal actually is.
It sounds to me like you're walking back the comments from a couple days ago saying that you would be willing to send Denver police officers. Do you regret making those comments and now getting questions like this?
Would I have taken it back if I could? Yes, I probably wouldn't have used that image because that's an image I hope we can avoid. What I was trying to say is this is an outcome.
Well, I want to avoid that. I don't want to have to do a Tiananmen Square, but hey, if I'm pushed, if I'm backed into a corner, then I might do it. You think he Tupac and a killer, but don't push me. That's kind of what I'm getting right here. It's not really a walk back. It's a way to try to clean it up and make it be a little bit more palatable and not as threatening.
I hope we can avoid in this country. I think none of us want that.
You talk about civil disobedience. You've mentioned that a couple of times now. Would you be willing to participate in those as the mayor of Denver? Would you be willing to go out and protest these things?
I would. If I believe that our residents are having their rights violated, if I think things are happening that are illegal or immoral or un-American in our city, I would certainly protest it. And I would expect other residents would do the same.
Trump's new borders czar, Tom Homan, has said that he is willing to arrest leaders like yourself for standing in the way of these policies that they want to enact. Would you be willing to go to jail for these things?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. And I'm also not seeking that. I think the goal is we want to be able to negotiate with reasonable people how to solve hard problems.
You would encourage people to protest?
I think we're going to look at every option. But yeah, I don't think that there are...
So you don't mind going to jail and you're going to encourage people in the city, Denverites, maybe people in Colorado in general, others from other states, perhaps Antifa, Black Lives Matter, whatever you want to do. You're going to encourage them to protest and maybe go to jail as well. So what it sounds like is you are inciting civil unrest. You're inciting civil disobedience. You're inciting a riot. You're inciting an insurrection because you're talking about trying to fight the federales as a state. Very interesting.
I talked to some high school kids this week who were terrified about this. I don't think those kids are going to stand there and watch 3 of their classmates get pulled out of a history class with the other 27 stand by and do nothing. I don't think that's what Denverites or Americans would do in this context at all.
What is your line where you say, yes, I support these deportations, and no, I don't support these other ones?
Yeah, I think our line is clear. We think if you are a violent criminal that is committing serious crimes like murder or rape in Denver, you should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law and you should be deported.
Ask you very
Okay, now one thing about it, if you are a sanctuary city, sanctuary state, you do not cooperate with ICE. So even if there was a violent criminal, how would that person become deported if you guys don't talk to the feds? I don't understand how that makes any sense. All right. Now let's keep on moving here. Let's keep on moving. Here's Rand Paul talking about the situation.
That the mayor of Denver, if he's going to resist federal law, which there's a long-standing history of the supremacy of federal law, if he's going to resist that, it will go all the way to the Supreme Court. And I would suspect that he would be removed from office. I don't know whether or not there'd be a criminal prosecution for someone resisting federal law, but he will lose. And people need to realize that what he is offering is a form of insurrection where the states resist the federal government. Most people objected to that and rejected that long ago. So I think the mayor of Denver is on the wrong side of history, and really I think will face legal ramifications if he doesn't obey the federal law. That the mayor...
Very well said, Rand Paul. Very, very, very well said. All right. Now, here we go. We got Tom Homan and the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. Check it out.
Tom, you heard this mayor out there in Colorado. I want to get your reaction to it. And I want you to be clear about who has jurisdiction, the federal government or state and local governments. And if you're a sanctuary state or city, are you breaking the law?
You're absolutely breaking law. All you have to do is look at Arizona versus U.S. You'll see these breaking law. But look, me and the Denver mayor, we agree on one thing. He's willing to go to jail. I'm willing to put him in jail. Because there's a statute, it's Title 8 United States Code 1324 III, and what it says is, it's a felony if you knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from immigration authorities. It's also a felony to impede a federal law enforcement officer. So if we don't want to help, that's fine. He can get the hell out of the way. But we're going to go do the job. President Trump has a mandate for American people. We got to secure this country. We got to save American lives. And I find it shocking that any mayor of a city would say, President Trump's been clear. We want to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. I find it hard to believe that any mayor or governor would say they don't want public safety threats removed from their neighborhoods. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on in Denver, but we're going to go and we're going to fix it. If he don't want to fix it, if he don't want to protect his communities, President Trump and ICE will.
Very well said, Tom Homan. Very, very well said. I love it. That's what we need in this country to get things back on the right track. As I close, I want to say this. Shout out to you guys out there in Denver and in Colorado in general. I feel bad because look at what you got going on here. Like, look at this. Like, how are you really going to survive in this kind of situation where the mayor is just letting whatever go on. He'll say, oh, we're going to allow the criminal aliens to be deported. I'm not sure I believe any of it. I think he wants to protect everybody. Okay, but see what's happening in Aurora, Colorado. I know it's not Denver, but close enough. Close enough. And you got the migrant gangs tearing stuff up. The governor's a coward. He don't want to say nothing. Oh, it's only a couple of apartment a couple of apartment they took over. Really? Just a couple? Like, that's not really 2 or 3 is not really a big deal. I mean, it is a complete mess in this country when you're talking about the migrant crisis. For me, it was the biggest issue of the election. I'm glad we got the orange man back in there to clean this stuff up, because the problem will only get worse under Biden, Kamala, or anybody from the left being in charge. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what the mayor of Denver said about Tiananmen Square and we're going to resist and all this and that and the third? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. The dude needs to get out the way. We need to get things back on track in this country. And if you want to prevent the federales from doing their job that they're supposed to do, you see, it's one thing when the feds don't do their job, when they abuse their power. We've seen plenty of that under Biden Harris. But when they do their job right, when they do what we the people tell them to do, what we vote them in office to do, when they do their job well, I'll tell everybody, get out the way. We got them in office to do that. Let them do it. You don't want to allow it. You don't want to let them do the right thing, what their job actually is. You're in the way. And if it needs be, get sent to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. Simple as that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.